Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Roger Amadon, and I'm the Executive Director for the Tourist Development Council of Palm Beach County. And on behalf of the Tourist Development Council, we'd like to welcome everyone here this morning, and more importantly, welcome the announcement of the 8th Annual Stem Cell Summit that will be held here next year, December 3rd through December 5th in beautiful Palm Beach County, located here at the beautiful Palm Beach County Convention Center. So we have many people here today that will be willing to speak on behalf of this event coming to Palm Beach County, but I'm here to officially welcome not only Bernard, Siegel, but the entire Stem Cell Summit Institute and the attendees that will be coming here in Palm Beach County. We will be welcoming over 1,500 attendees that will represent over 1,500 room nights in December of next year. The economic impact to Palm Beach County will be over $1 million. This is a wonderful opportunity for Palm Beach County to showcase itself and everything that we have to offer. We'd like to say it's the best way to experience Florida. And with that, I would like to introduce now Bernard Siegel, who's the Executive Director for the Genetics Policy Institute and founder of the Stem Cell Summit. Thank you.
Thank you, Roger. Well, I'm delighted to be here today, and I'm very pleased to announce that the 8th Annual World Stem Cell Summit will take place at the Palm Beach County Convention Center December 3 through 5. This meeting is a conference that was founded to advance the entire field of stem cells, regenerative medicine, and cell therapies. It is our 8th meeting. Every year we have worked with leading academic centers in the regions where this meeting has been held. In 2005, it was with the Baylor College of Medicine and the Texas Medical Center in Houston. In 2006, with Stanford University. In 2007, our partners were the Harvard Stem Cell Institute. In 2008, we worked with Y-Cell Research Institute and the University of Wisconsin in Madison, and it was the first official World Stem Cell Institute, as the title has changed over the year. It was a global meeting with researchers from around the world. In 2009, we worked with Johns Hopkins School of Medicine, the University of Maryland System, the state of Maryland in Baltimore. In 2010, with the University of Michigan, Michigan State, Wayne State University, and Michigan's Economic Development, and we held our meeting in Detroit. And we've just finished our largest meeting yet at the Pasadena Convention Center with numerous partnering institutions, including the California Institute of Regenerative Medicine, City of Hope, Cedars-Sinai Regenerative Medicine Center, Caltech, Children's Hospital of Los Angeles, and the country of Canada, through its Consulate General in Los Angeles, came on board. This meeting will draw at least 1,500 attendees from 25 different countries, leading academic researchers around the world, industry leaders, academic researchers, regulators, government officials. This is the one meeting that is interdisciplinary in the field. In fact, it is the largest interdisciplinary stem cell meeting in the world. Why do we have this meeting? Stem cells represents part of regenerative medicine, not a form of medicine that is revolutionary. Rather than drugs or surgery, one day we might be able to regrow damaged tissue and organs with cells, putting living cells into human beings to regenerate body parts. It is a paradigm shift, a biomedical revolution, and something rather than taking decades, because of where society is today, and scientific achievement, and the creation of devices, and nanotechnology, and the information age. This is a medical revolution that can impact our lives, and certainly the lives of our children and grandchildren. This is very significant. And just as the beginning of the internet, of the semiconductor chip, a revolution has to start somewhere. This meeting has grown and grown because there's a need to move the field forward. It's not enough it's not enough just to have research in a lab if you can't translate it. It is not enough to be able to cure a mouse of diabetes, but it's going to take 30 years to put into a human population. The World Stem Cell Summit is meant to solve these types of problems, to figure out how we're going to work with regulatory agencies for cell therapies. How are we going to get these cell therapies reimbursed by Medicare or Medicaid or by insurance? These are challenging issues. This will be a 3-day event, a multi-track event. We've had some of stellar speakers. Last year, we had Major General James Gilman of the U.S. Commander of the U.S. Army Medical Research and Materials Command relating to the U.S. Army's and the Department of Defense investment in regenerative medicine. We had Andy Grove, the former chairman of Intel Corporation, who is now looking as a patient advocate how we can find a way to cut through the intellectual property thickets and somehow get our regulatory system to move this field forward. Visionaries like Paul Berg, who is the founder of biotechnology, a Nobel laureate, has spoken at our summit, and some of the top researchers and business leaders from around the planet. But most importantly, this meeting is open to the public. It is open to teach the public, because we are all patients. Sometimes folks talk about the patient community as if it isn't us. Everyone in this room is a potential patient. Everyone in this room needs medicine at one time or other in their lives. We're all patients. We're all part of the community. And without the force of the patients, the general population, this field will not advance as quickly as it should. So we will welcome more than 235 sponsors. There will be exhibitors, a filled exhibit hall. There are about 140 or 150 endorsing organizations, nonprofit, teaching hospitals, scientific societies that support this meeting by endorsing this meeting. This is a game changer. I would submit that this is a historical event. It validates, it's a return on investment of county leaders like Commissioner Burt Aronson, visionaries that supported stem cell research and certainly supported the investment in the biotechnology institutes and academic research centers that have been attracted to Palm Beach County. This is a meeting that also will serve our region from Miami north, because and showcase Florida in a huge way as a region that is in favor of innovation. So I'm so proud that our nonprofit organization, the Genetics Policy Institute, can present this meeting in Florida, in Palm Beach County, in South Florida, to promote this field and showcase Palm Beach County in the region and the academic centers for an entire year. And we hope that this will draw not only the direct impact of more than $1 million of revenue for this region, but the indirect collaborative opportunities and funding and grants and partners with Florida will amount, I submit to you, in the tens of millions of dollars over the years. This is a major earned media event. C-SPAN has covered the World Stem Cell Summit, so I'm delighted that we're going to bring it here next year in 2012 to the Palm Beach County Convention Center. I want to recognize some dignitaries in the audience before I call up the first speaker. I'm very delighted to see my friend Russell Allen, the President and CEO of BioFlorida. We have FAU represented through Glenn Singer, the Assistant Director of Communications, and we certainly look forward to working with FAU as this conference moves forward. Also, Tom Ross, who is my friend from the Palm Beach Business Group, and I see Melody Sanger here, Chief Executive Officer of the Drug Study Institute. We are partnering this year, by the way, initially with the Diabetes Research Institute at the University of Miami Miller School of Medicine, and also the Interdisciplinary Stem Cell Institute at the University of Miami Miller School of Medicine. I'll be bringing up speakers from those institutions in a second. I want to introduce my friend, Commissioner Burt Aronson. Bert Aronson has been a leader and as a stem cell advocate in this community and this state. He has done so much for this county in his incredible career, and so much for bringing, and we all thank him so much for all of his hard work in bringing the research centers to Palm Beach County. Bert.
It's a pleasure to be here, and I want to thank Bernie for bringing his institute here. I'm not so much interested in the money that Palm Beach County will gain from this. I'm more interested in having the people and understand what stem cell research is. Many years ago, I founded the Floridians for Embryonic Stem Cell Research and Cures, and Bernie Siegel and Gary Susser and many others joined with me. It was to cure people. I'm happy you're here today, and I'm happy you're going to be here in 2012, because Palm Beach County is a lead county. We're the county that brought in Scripps at great cost to all our taxpayers. We brought in Max Planck. We deserve to have this convention and deserve for the people to know what embryonic stem cell research can do. Just think of all the different stem cells. We have known, and we found out, that mice whose backs were broken and then injected with stem cell were able to walk in 6 to 3 months, right? 6 weeks to 3 months. Just stop and think of all our returning service people who have spinal cord injuries and are in wheelchairs today. Just stop and think, if we go forward with this. They may be 20 years old now, but we will find something within 4, 5, 6 years. Take them out of wheelchairs. They'll have 50, 60, 70 years of productive life after that. That's what this is all about. So I urge all of you to get on board, to work together with this institute. Let's bring stem cell to cure people, diabetes, Alzheimer's. Anything you want to talk about can be cured. I think we're on the cutting edge, and I think we got to cut through with a very sharp knife and make it happen. I want to thank you for being here, and thank all of you for being here today.
Thank you, Bert. I'm very pleased to introduce Kelly Smallridge, President and CEO of Palm Beach County's Public-Private Economic Development Agency, the Business Development Board of Palm Beach, who's played a major role in bringing biotechnology and the research institutes to Palm Beach County.
Good morning, everybody. Again, I am the president of the Business Development Board, and for those that are not familiar with this organization, we are the ones that are responsible for tracking the money and investment that comes into Palm Beach County. I am absolutely amazed at the growth that we have seen in the life science cluster. And 10 years ago, as you know, due to the great work of our Board of County Commissioners, their bold move and their bold investment, we made a conscious decision to transform Palm Beach County's economy from one that was dependent on construction, real estate, and tourism to one that would be more knowledge and innovation based. And 10 years ago, I would have never have thought that the World Stem Cell Summit would be calling Palm Beach County their home in 2012. And so when I look at this and the innovation and the scientists that it will bring into our county, we are so proud and appreciative that you picked our county to hold this summit. But I'm also very intrigued, and I know we're going to be so very pleased. I look at this as 1,500 leads, 1,500 companies that are coming into our county that are going to see this area as a life science hub that may have never even been exposed to Palm Beach County as a possibility to locate their company. And of course, that is my job. And if you can get a company to Palm Beach County, like those scientists will be here in December, we are pretty much 50% through the sales process. When you get someone in Palm Beach County that's already here, 50% of our job is done when they're on the grounds and they see everything that we have accomplished in the past 10 years. So I look at this as an incredible economic development opportunity. If it's on television, that's advertising and marketing and public relations that this organization in this county could have never afforded. So while Roger estimates the impact to be $1 million, I would guess it's probably a lot more than that. The PR opportunity alone will exceed that value. So thank you to Roger, thank you to Jorge, to Dave Anderson, thank you Bernie for even thinking of this county. We know we are that world-class life science cluster destination, and we appreciate you bringing that here.
Thank you, Kelly. The heart and soul of the creation of the World Stem Cell Summit every year is the co-organizing institutions that invest in the summit to provide leadership and scientific guidance. I am very proud as a Miami resident and a graduate at the University of Miami, undergraduate in law school, of my current affiliation on the Human Embryonic Stem Cell Research Oversight Committee at the University of Miami Miller School of Medicine, and also as part of the governing advisory board of the Interdisciplinary Stem Cell Institute at the University of Miami, under the very able leadership of Dr. Joshua Hare, who's a good friend and a member of the scientific advisory board of the Genetics Policy Institute. So I was thrilled that the University of Miami Miller School of Medicine and the Stem Cell Institute decided to back this World Stem Cell Summit wholeheartedly. And I look forward for this next year of working with them. I'm very pleased to introduce our next speaker, Dr. Yvonne Schulman, Assistant Professor of Clinical Medicine at the Interdisciplinary Stem Cell Institute at the University of Miami Miller School of Medicine.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of Dr. Joshua Hare, Founding Director of the Interdisciplinary Stem Cell Institute at the University of Miami Miller School of Medicine, I want to thank Bernard Siegel and the Genetics Policy Institute for bringing the World Stem Cell Summit to South Florida, particularly Palm Beach County. Our Stem Cell Institute, along with the University of Miami Miller School of Medicine, will be taking the lead as co-sponsor and co-organizer because the World Stem Cell Summit is truly the most comprehensive, multi-track conference that brings together physician scientists, patient advocates, government and non-government organizations, and philanthropists in one forum to advance stem cell research. The Interdisciplinary Stem Cell Institute at the University of Miami was established with the precise goal of unleashing the potential of stem cells through translational research, transdisciplinary collaboration, and transformative medicine. By translational research, we mean moving discoveries from the laboratory to the patient in a timely and safe manner. In this regard, we host 22 laboratories that stretch from basic science to clinical trials. Dr. Joshua Hare is the primary investigator of 4 NIH-funded adult stem cell trials for the treatment of heart failure. We have enrolled nearly 100 patients suffering from heart failure. This actually represents 20% of all cardiac stem cell clinical trials in the United States. Results of the first of these cardiac stem cell trials will be known in the spring of 2013. In addition to cardiac stem cell trials, there's currently a stem cell trial for the treatment of chronic wounds with promising results. Future stem cell trials are planned for the treatment of stroke, burns, vision loss, pulmonary diseases, among others. The Interdisciplinary Stem Cell Institute collaborative approach has fostered collaboration among multiple disciplines. For example, one of our cardiology primary investigators, Dr. Michael Kapoloff, recently received an NIH grant, collaborative grant, to work with a primary investigator from ophthalmology. The Interdisciplinary Stem Cell Institute's aim is to break down the barriers that exist in traditional medicine. We know so far that what we learned from cardiac stem cell clinical trials can be applicable to diseases in other organs. Finally, our approach is designed to transform medicine. We are conducting rigorous basic and translational science. We're also addressing the ethics of this new medicine and evaluating its impact on the economics of healthcare delivery. Our goal for the World Stem Cell Summit is to welcome back every single organization and individual that has attended and participated in the past 7 years, while also inviting new members of the scientific and lay community. We want to encourage and foster the true collaboration that can only take place when the brightest and most dedicated members of the stem cell community join together to bring what has the potential to save countless lives. The summit is an extraordinarily prestigious event that provides everyone attending the opportunity to share scientific breakthroughs, establish new collaborations, and increase public awareness of what is possible with these new therapies. We at the Interdisciplinary Stem Cell Institute and University of Miami Miller School of Medicine are honored and enormously excited to co-sponsor the World Stem Cell Summit in South Florida, in Palm Beach County, and we strive to transform medicine so as to enhance the health and welfare of our society now and in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Schulman. When I started in this journey, and I had the opportunity to recruit a number of very prominent researchers to join the Scientific Advisory Board, I left the practice of law and decided 9 years ago to be a full-time stem cell advocate. One of those researchers, and has become a very close friend, is Dr. Camillo Ricordi, who's the scientific director of the Diabetes Research Institute, a brilliant scientist and a visionary, and one of my closest colleagues in the field. I've, over the years, been very close to the Diabetes Research Institute, and that has participated robustly in the stem cell summits. One of our speakers, almost a regular speaker, has been Dr. Juan Dominguez-Bendala, Director of the Stem Cell Development for Translational Research at the Diabetes Research Institute, and I'm very proud that the DRI is a co-organizer of the 8th World Stem Cell Summit.
Thank you, Bernie. It is really an honor to be here in representation of Camillo Ricordi and the Diabetes Research Institute of the Miller School of Medicine at the University of Miami. I've been doing stem cell research since the mid-90s when I was a PhD student at the Roslin Institute in Scotland, home of Dolly the sheep, as many of you may remember. And at that time, that was the mid-90s, very few people outside the scientific community knew about the stem cells. Now, barely 13, 14 years later, we are at the verge of major clinical trials with the potential to change the course of medicine and treat diseases for which a cure was so far considered almost science fiction. And everybody knows what a stem cell is outside the scientific community. And I think that we have to thank Bernie, among others, but thanks to his work and tireless dedication to spreading the word, we have to thank him for that awareness that we have now that has brought so many good things to the field. As an advisor to your organization, the Genetics Policy Institute, over the years I've seen this event, the summit, grow larger and better every year. So I have a reasonable expectation that the next event here in Palm Beach will be the best ever. At the end of the day, the summit, basically we share at the Diabetes Research Institute the same principles and philosophy. We are all for cross-fertilization between different disciplines, international collaboration, and cure-focused research. These are the core principles that we have at the DRI. Our only mission is to cure diabetes, type 1 diabetes, in the fastest, safest, and most efficient way possible. And to do so, we have assembled not only a team, a multidisciplinary team in-house, with the ability to take any idea from the concept all the way to clinical trials, but we have also gathered an international network of centers all over the world, spanning many continents, from South America to Asia, of centers that have the same goal in mind, and the idea is to establish a common synergy to make this work as soon as possible, to get a cure as soon as possible. Instead of having independent centers working on single aspects of a problem, we want a global collaboration. We want to prevent and avoid overlapping. We want to maximize the resources. The Stem Cell Summit is exactly all about that. It's intended to foster synergies, to bring together people from many different disciplines who at first may not have same goals in mind or even the same background, but when they speak to each other and they listen to each other, you find that there's a common ground and new ideas may be fostered this way. So we are extremely excited to be part, to co-host the event next year here in Palm Beach, and we look forward to keep the work that Bernie has started many years ago and be kept in the loop. Thanks, Bernie, for your continued support to us as well, and hopefully we'll get closer to a cure thanks to this kind of events.
Thank you, Juan. Juan, of course, also serves on the Science Advisory Board of the Genetics Policy Institute. When I moved up to Palm Beach County 7 years ago, I was following very closely the recruitment of Scripps Research Institute to Florida, which to me was a good selling point to move up from Miami. You know, I felt I was coming from one friendly spot to another. As the summit grows, other institutions will be joining on board to organize and sponsor the event and endorse the event in various capacities. So I'm absolutely delighted that we have a representative of the Scripps Research Institute here today to say a few words. One of my good friends and a member of the Science Advisory Board is Dr. Jean Loring of the Scripps Research Institute in La Jolla. One day, Florida is going to be La Jolla, and the center of this will be in this region in Palm Beach County. I want to introduce Dr. Don Finney of the Scripps Research Institute.
Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure for me to be here today to represent Scripps, Florida. On behalf of Scripps, I'd like to say that we're very excited that the World Stem Cell Summit is going to be held at this location. I want to thank Bernie for bringing this important event to South Florida. As you may know, Scripps, Florida has a very active stem cell research program. In fact, I was recruited there a few years ago to help spearhead that. My lab has actually been pioneering the use of stem cells to treat inflammatory conditions. So we've been developing stem cell therapies to treat chronic lung disease. One of the powers of Scripps, Florida is their drug discovery. We've recently been partnering with chemical biologists to actually develop novel combinatorial drug and stem cell-based therapies to treat heart disease and Parkinson's disease. And remarkably, really in the last few months, our basic research in stem cell biology has led us to the discovery of some novel cancer therapeutics that we think are going to be very powerful in treating metastatic disease. And we're pushing very hard to develop those as well. But of course, we can't move any of this forward without both financial and political support. And I personally want to thank Mr. Siegel for his advocacy and his real dedication in raising the awareness around the world about the value of stem cell research. And we look very much forward to participating in the conference in a meaningful way next year. Thank you.
The World Stem Cell Summit has a very robust industry track, because it's not enough just to have academic research. We have to have ways to commercialize this research, to be able to bring it to fruition, to bring it into the human population. One of my good friends is from the CEO of Akron Biotech, a Boca Raton-based company. This is Dr. Claudia Zilberberg, who is the CEO. She was a speaker at the last World Stem Cell Summit, and on behalf of the industry in Florida, I want to invite her to say a few words. Dr. Zilberberg.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Actually, seeing this room full of different people from different sectors in the South Florida bioscience arena, a quote comes to my mind, and it's like, coming in together is the beginning, keeping it together is a process, and working together is a success. And I see that as a story behind the World Stem Cell Summit. Akron Biotech actually is headquartered in Boca Raton, Florida. We provide biotools for the cell regenerative medicine with the quality and the regulatory standards that are needed to move forward those products through the pipeline and FDA approval. We had a chance to open up shop a few years ago in the area and be one of the first stem cell companies around Palm Beach. Not only Akron, but Assure-Immune, a stem cell bank. So actually, I believe that the Stem Cell Summit, the World Stem Cell Summit, is coming to a right timing in Florida. It's coming to a time where Florida is already mature to receive this incredible event that I had a chance to participate this year in May in Pasadena. A very impressive work done by Bernie and his team there. More than 1,400 people from all over the world. I actually had a chance to be in the same panel, like with a South Korean company having an FDA-approved product, and a parent and advocate around me, and was an incredible synergy of the three of us talking about moving this forward from different perspectives. I truly believe that this is a gift for Florida. Right now, the World Stem Cell Summit has been attached to different renowned institutions in the last 8 years. So this is our time to shine and to show all what we have done in the last few years and the work that all the Palm Beach authorities brought to this county. Thank you so much for the opportunity, Bernie, and I wish you all the best.
For our last speaker, I want to remind everyone in the audience that this is all about human health, the alleviation of human suffering, treatments, and cures. I recognize in the audience my good friend Gary Susser, who's here, who is a parent advocate of little Adam Susser, who's gone through a journey, a difficult challenge in life. And it's not easy. And Gary has been a long-time stem cell advocate. It's good to see him in the audience today. Right now in our world, we are moving beyond just working with cells in a lab dish, but actually putting living cells into human beings. Our meeting covers the whole gamut of stem cells: embryonic stem cells, reprogrammed cells, adult stem cells. There's advocacy, there are society tracks, regulatory tracks, as well as science and industry. All of us working together. All of these are tools in the toolkit to move this field forward. I had the pleasure of meeting Eddie Iristorza. Eddie is an interesting man, okay? He's a patient enrolled in a stem cell clinical trial at the University of Miami Miller School of Medicine. And he is making a very significant contribution by being enrolled in this trial. I want to introduce him to you today. Eddie.
Hello everyone and good morning. My name is Edgar Iristorza. You can call me Eddie. Edgar, it's all good. I'm a patient of Dr. Joshua Hare, the cardiologist who at the University of Miami is directing the stem cell clinical trials. I'm ecstatic that the World Stem Cell Summit will be held in South Florida this coming year. I'll see you guys there. As a patient on a clinical trial that is double-blinded, I know that this very last step, this for the medical research, is among the most important. I also know that before a clinical trial reaches patients like me, there are years of research that take place in a lab. I'm truly grateful to the scientists and physicians who devoted their professional careers to finding a cure for crippling heart disease, and I'm honored to be here to share my story with you today. I found out by a terrible, shocking surprise on October 6, 2008, that I had something called HDL familial deficiency, which means, in everyday people's terms, I have a major cholesterol problem. And it's a familial thing that you get from your parents and so forth and so forth. And I was working out that night with my brother in a routine workout, and suddenly after the last round, I could not regain my breath. Similar to like if you're doing jumping jacks or push-ups and you get up and you're kind of, my breathing pattern could not, I couldn't regain normalcy to the breathing pattern. So I knew something was wrong there. I used to play soccer, I used to wrestle in high school, and very in tune with my body. I knew something was terribly wrong and I had to get to a hospital quick. My hands got hard. I felt like a sharpness right here. My knees started to get a little wobbly and everything was kind of getting dim, seeing little lights almost. And I kind of knew I was dying when it happened, and I knew I had to get to the hospital. My wife followed me in the ambulance, and 10 minutes after getting to the hospital, she saw me when my heart stopped. I was 31 years old, and it was a life-changing event, to say the least. You know, being in the hospital 2 weeks, and then a few weeks after that, about 8-9 weeks into it, my doctor followed up with me and said, "You're going to need a defibrillator in your chest." And at my age, that's something that, for me at least, is just unacceptable. I wanted to enjoy the things that all young people get to enjoy. And this battle with heart disease made it very hard. My ejection fraction rate was only 30 on the best day. And that, for doctors, know that's 60 out of 30, so 60 is 100%. Basically, my heart was running at half capacity. And for 17 months, I did not have the financial backing to get the defibrillator, and I suffered. I went to the hospital 7 times the following year, 3 times in December of 2009, and I went to every cardiologist in South Florida that I could get my hands on, and I hooked up with Dr. Hare. I found out about him on the internet, and Joshua Hare called me into his office, met with me, and a week later had me sign papers and started me in the stem cell trial. I'm so grateful to be here. It's hard to fight back the emotion because it's done so much for my life. You know, I get to dance again. I'm a dancer. I get to do all the things that young people enjoy. You know, I'm not normal, but the quality from before the stem cells to now is night and day. I'm so much more stronger. You know, I can jog during my walks for about 10-15 minutes at times. I couldn't jog for a minute before. This is major, and it's an honor to be here today. I would do anything to make sure that I would have got here today to talk about this, because it's so important for everyone else to participate, to find out about this, and take part of it, because we all, if not ourselves, will be sick one day. Someone that we love and care about will be. And I just want to say thank you to everyone. I'd like to close and just saying, ladies and gentlemen, come December of next year, I will be very excited to shake the hands of many scientists, physicians, community advocates, and philanthropists who together make it possible for patients like me and others to continue working and caring for our family and friends. If it had not been for something like this, I eventually would have been on disability, making only 40% of what I would have made. And with 3 little boys at home, it would have been a disaster. So thank you very much to all of you, and most of all, very happy holidays.
Thank you, Eddie. Well, that includes the formal presentation. If there are members of the media or the public that are here that have any questions, I'm available up here, as are the individuals that spoke, and we will be here for some time to have conversations with you. Any questions? Thank you very much for joining us today.
I got some material on him, but I got to follow.
Yes.
Great. Is there, should I, you want to whatever. I mean, I can talk to that. Stuff for you. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. The TV people run away. I hate TV.
I was glad that he came.
No, I'm glad that he came too.